It gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. They're an intersex activist, an actor, and a creative powerhouse. Please make some noise for Kai Griffin, everybody!
Wow, there are so many people here today. That makes me so happy. Hello, London Trans Pride 2025. I'm a short, I'm not going to mention how short, black trans mask intersex person with braided hair, wearing a blue shirt with a pink floral scarf and white shorts. Much like every other trans mask you've ever met, my name is Kai. My pronouns are he, they. I'm a black, queer, non-binary, trans mask intersex person who is disabled and polyamorous. And for some reason, that makes a lot of people very angry. Rebecca Solnit in The Mother of All Questions said, "To use language is to enter into a territory of categories, which are as necessary as they are dangerous. We are all products of nature, and as varied as nature is, so are people. Nature doesn't do binaries. It does diversity, adaptation, and change. And despite us being the most evolved versions of ourselves we've ever been, the variations that make us beautiful and the language we use to describe them feel more under attack than they ever have before." If anyone was here at Trans Pride back in 2021, when we all squeezed into Soho Square, you might remember me giving a very, very similar speech to this. Unfortunately, I've been able to base this speech almost entirely on that speech, despite it being almost 5 years later. As you can imagine, I was pretty torn about describing us as the most evolved versions of the human race. There is no one narrative for every single one of us here today. Intersex children are mutilated under the guise of normalization. Trans people are on decade-long waiting lists to access life-saving care. And the legal recognition of non-binary folks isn't even on the government's agenda. My story, I've been an actor, a writer, a comedian, a musician, a creator, etc., both artist and muse. I used to think that I could be the British trans light-skinned Donald Glover, like a mildish Gambino, if you will. And I have been lucky enough to represent my community across media events for over half a decade, telling stories on television, in cinema, on stages, and in corporate conference rooms for a lifetime. Enough corporate conference rooms for a lifetime. A guy has to make a living. My family, both chosen and blood, have supported me every step of the way. My community has shown up for me, helping me finance gender-affirming care. I got my top surgery this year. Helping me advocate for myself in medical spaces, and when all is said and done, party till I feel like my feet are gonna fall off to express the joy of being who I am. Unfortunately, that is not a common narrative. Many of my trans, intersex, and non-binary siblings will not have the same story to share with you. No matter where we come from, whether we have as identities as intersectional as mine, or we simply stand here in allyship today, we all belong. The bigots and turfs of the world try to stifle us, to dim the light and love that we emit, but I fucking refuse. I refuse to be palatable. I refuse to stop telling the stories of my community. I refuse to stop embracing humor, joy, and rage in my work to cater to cis feelings. To paraphrase Childish Gambino, I won't stop until they say Donald Glover is the cis Kai Griffin. We need to hold on to the pockets of joy that we create, because for LGBTQIA+ people, joy is resistance. The joy of being ourselves, of watching our siblings thrive, of giving and receiving love without apology, that's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us grounded, roots us, even when the world tries to erase us. But joy alone isn't enough. not when the laws are being written to erase our identities, not when healthcare is being stripped away, not when young trans people are being targeted, expression is met with violence, and solidarity is being criminalized. If the world we live in refuses to let us thrive, then I propose we build a new one. A world where intersex bodies are A world where intersex bodies are not corrected but celebrated. A world where trans people don't just survive, we lead. A world where defying the colonial binaries posed on us is recognized as truth, power, and legacy. Because this system isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. Marginalize, erase, and control us. And we are not here to fix it. We're here to transcend it. And if you're here today dancing, marching, clapping, breathing, you are already part of that future. But don't let it end here. Show up when it's hard. Speak out when it's uncomfortable. Protect each other when it's dangerous, because our joy is radical and our rage is righteous. And we are not going anywhere. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for listening. If you are ever looking for a friendly neighborhood trans mask, you can find me at Kaises on all socials. And if you haven't already been told today, you are loved.
Give it up for Kai Griffin!